Now, South African cricket finds itself at the centre of a controversy after wicket-keeper batsman Quinton de Kock withdrew from South Africa's T20 World Cup match after being dismissed for refusing to take the knee. The issue has also exposed deeper fault lines around race in South Africa as well as its cricketing scene. Quinton de Kock is one of his country's star players and is a former national captain himself. The country's cricket team's first black captain, Temba Bavuma, said de Kock's decision was his own and that the team respects it. Bavuma spoke after South Africa had defeated West Indies by 8 wickets. The squad's captain issued a measured response despite what many would agree was a tough day.
I think obviously as a team, we're obviously surprised and taken aback by the news. Obviously, Quinton is a big player for the team, not just with the bat, but the role he plays from a senior point of view and from an experience point of view. And not having that at my disposal as a captain, was obviously something I wasn't looking forward to. In saying that, Quinton is an adult, he's a man in his own shoes. We respect his decision, we respect his convictions, and I know that he'll be standing behind whatever decision that he's taken.
The South African Cricket Association in an official statement says that it has noted the decision of de Kock not to take the knee and is awaiting a report from the team management before deciding on the next steps. It also says that all players must follow the directives of the remaining games of the World Cup. Many in the cricketing world have reacted to these developments. Here's West Indies captain Kieron Pollard, who says that as a black man, no one needs to, quote, feel sorry for us.
As I've always said, once you're educated and you understand, we will understand you doing it. But I think education sort of is the key, and we don't want anyone doing it for us in solitude or feel sorry, for us.
Cricket South Africa had earlier allowed players the freedom to decide on their own mode of protest. Majority took a knee. Some raised a fist while a minority stood at attention. De Kock's only public comment on the issue was during the tour of the West Indies. He said, I'm quoting here, "My reason, I'll keep it to myself. It's my own personal opinion. It's everyone's decision. No one's forced to do anything, not in life." However, the board reversed the policy after concerns were raised at the perceived lack of unity on the initiative within the squad. But the issue of racism in South African cricket is one that pervades this squad's history.
It's pretty disappointing. And Quinton is a senior player, he's a big player in the team. For the manner that way it happened with him making himself unavailable for the team at the last minute for an important game, for playing for a country in the World Cup was really shocking, and it was actually quite surprising that the management had allowed this to happen. Obviously, we don't know what's happening behind closed doors in the team, but it doesn't seem like everybody's settled in there. Obviously, this is a very important issue with racism in sports, so it really needs to be tackled as soon as possible, or we'll never move forward as a team.
De Kock's decision has divided opinion in South Africa, but highlights persistent concern about racism in the sport, and perhaps beyond. Cricket was traditionally played in South Africa by English-speaking whites and few members of the Indian community. But in recent years, especially after the end of the apartheid, the sport has grown substantially among the black African population as well. South Africa was also suspended by the ICC in 1970 following a resolution against the country's government's apartheid policy. A global sporting ban and a 21-year gap later on November 10, 1991. The country returned to international cricket playing versus India at Calcutta. In April 1992, a multiracial team representing Nelson Mandela, South Africa, lost by 50 runs to the West Indies. Throughout its history, the country has gone through several racially charged incidents as well as exclusionary policies by the governments. The sport of cricket evidently isn't an exception. The most recent incident is the town of Phoenix, where more than 30 people were killed 3 months ago. A vigilante violence peaked against suspected looters. In this 180,000-strong town, largely populated by Indians, following protests and widespread looting in Johannesburg after former President Jacob Zuma's arrest. And for more on this story, our correspondent Kalden Ongmu has sent us this report. Let's listen in.
It's been said time and again that sports has the power to bring people together, and this has been proven many times. Perhaps this is why Cricket South Africa issued a directive to its players to take the knee in a united and consistent stance against racism. However, on Tuesday, South Africa's wicketkeeper Quinton de Kock surprised many by deciding that he'd rather withdraw from T20 World Cup than kneel, a symbol show of solidarity with Black Lives Matter movement. While few have supported his stance, most South Africans have taken to social media to criticize the wicketkeeper. Cricket South Africa says they have noted the personal decision made by de Kock, and the board will await further report from the management before deciding on the next step. This is Kalden Olmo from Johannesburg, South Africa for WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.